It looks like President Biden is going it alone with a US embargo on Russian oil, not insisting Europe joins. Where does this leave prices?
Well, in terms of this announcement for the US, it's more of a symbolic effort more than anything else. The US, as Jennifer Granholm was saying there, is not that dependent upon Russia for oil. So it's about 500,000 barrels a day that the US is pulling in from Russia. That is made up predominantly of fuel oil, but also some crude and diesel and gasoline. And so halting that, although it will cause some logistical issues, the US will have to potentially go out and purchase that from elsewhere. It isn't going to have a huge impact on things. But what it is doing is essentially ratcheting up the pressure on Russia. This was said to try and hit an artery of the Russian economy, the main artery there. And so that's what it is really targeting doing. So in terms of what actions could happen next, if we do see Europe following through in a similar fashion, that's going to be really challenging for them, given how much more reliant they are on them here. But at the same time, too, we are seeing pressure continuing to ratchet up on Russia.
So in totality, how much Russian oil is off the market, Matt? And can the other producers, whether it's the shale producers in North America or OPEC and OPEC Plus, can they cobble together an agreement to offset it?
Well, our expectation just from the crude oil side of things is by the end of this month, we could see about 1.5 million barrels a day, more than that being taken out of the market here. And so what you're going to be seeing is specifically Europe looking to scramble to try and find supplies on that side of things. So whether they're going to be pulling that in from the Middle East, we're already starting to see signs that they're going to be leaning towards pulling in more from the US as well. But again, it's going to be very piecemeal trying to pull that all together. It's also a timing issue as well, Sri. Just in terms of the sanctions placed today from the US, there is a 45-day wind down period. So in theory, there can still be cargoes being loaded in Russia now that will get to the US within that 45-day period. And so there's a lot of uncertainty surrounding the actual physical flows here, surrounding when purchases have actually been halted and when those flows are actually going to stop. But the bigger picture is that we're talking about millions of barrels per day here in terms of supply losses. And that's why you're seeing the increase in prices here, not just on the crude side of things, but also on the product side as well. Europe is importing sort of 4.5 million barrels a day of crude and products from Russia here. And so that's ultimately what is at threat, you would think.